Yep, recording.
Um, so like in the beginning of like IP class, I missed a few classes from like tiredness. So I overslept and then couldn't come to class like few classes and then like other classes too. And then that happened and then I was thinking should I need like more coffee or Red Bulls to make me fully awake? But by researching this paper, the answer was no. And then I tried. I first drank Red Bull, and then I moved to coffee. So I drank a lot of coffee, but it just made me dehydrated. And then after researching this paper, my conclusion was like, I need to power nap. So so when I'm tired, like around 12 a.m., I go to just like bench or like somewhere in the studio and then go to sleep for 15 to 30 minutes. And then after that, I don't feel tired. And then also at the same time, I have like more concentration to work. And that that makes me um, do better work than just drinking coffee and working like um, working like just working like than just working. So you can think more and then you have better possibility to have better ideas by like sleeping if you're tired and then working again. So and even that like it makes your work done faster too than just like drinking coffee and working. Yeah.
Questions?
Mm,
Banwoo? What are we doing on our phones while he's
um,
talking?
how was the racing was to
Okay, you should be listening. So, you have any questions?
Yeah. I have
He's
a
saying
question.
so much interesting stuff about changing the way we sleep, right? Yeah, what's your question?
So like during the research, um, beside its power nap, did you find any other like solutions, not only power nap?
I tried sleeping around like 4 to 5 hours at night, and then I go to class in the morning, and then I come back and then take power nap about no not power nap like take half sleep for 1 hour to 2 hours during the lunch break, and then total you get like 6 to 7 hours of sleep at then, and then I go to afternoon class and then come back and take 15 minutes of sleep, and then I go to studio and work, and then that works better for me right now. So that's the pattern of sleep I'm doing right now, and also like during the nighttime if you're tired I go to like maybe 10 to 15 minutes of sleep too again and then keep working. and
How
then go
can
to
you
sleep.
wake up? Because in my
Alarm
case,
alarm clock.
alarm clock is
And
it
then
work?
if I'm in studio and sleeping, I can ask someone to wake me up after 15 minutes. So it is better to sleep in the studio than in the room if you're taking power nap. So you have people to wake you up or like, yeah, people around you to help you get to work easier.
So in research paper you need criticism, right?
Yeah.
So did you find some bad things
I'm criticizing the full sleep. So we should like in like researches they're saying that we should have 6.5 to 7 hours a day, but I'm criticizing that, and then we should like divide sleeps into like few sections a day, so we get more concentrations and then more.
And what's wrong with sleeping 7 to 8 hours? What is the criticism of that?
7?
the way that we culturally sleep today, right? We go to bed at night and we are supposed to sleep through until morning. What is the criticism of that?
Power nap is just sleeping with deep concentration of sleep, but by sleeping just like long hours, you don't get that deep sleep than the power nap. So it is more efficient and then effective to sleep like shorter than like 7 hours.
But why do people sleep that way?
Um,
Why are we sleeping?
because that's how day works. So after your work done, like job is done, it is around like 8 o'clock, and then you like rest or like have time with families, and then you go to sleep, and then like start of work is in the morning, so you wake up at that time and then go to work, and then that pattern's repeated, and then
Have people always slept that way?
have
Have people always worked that way?
today or
I mean, human civilization is thousands upon thousands of years old, right?
yeah.
So how, have people always slept 8 hours?
No, I in the past, like, they didn't. So, like, they had like sleeps of like 7 to 8 hours, but they managed their time of sleep a day.
Also, like I have a question because I don't believe the power nap in my case. The reason why, because there is like several countries in the world, like including Spain, they actually do this one. They kind of enforcefully let the people sleep during the lunch time. However, in fact, that is not such an effect. That's why the Spain's like economy is totally like screwed now. I feel like people became so lazy. I don't know, just like how can you make sure that that is such a effective? Because I think the Spain and the Italy especially, their economy is so bad, and both of the country actually they have like 2 hours of sleep in the lunchtime.
But in Italy, they have like a lot of creative works in car industry or architecturally artworks. Like they have a lot of great works. So economic doesn't say that they can't create good works. Yeah.
That is an interesting question regarding quality of life.
Yeah.
So in order to have a good economy, you should have a terrible quality of life.
That is weird. Yeah.
So
Why can't we
and
make
did-
like Singapore? Or,
I don't think the American economy is so great right now.
Yeah, I
And we're
think
working more than ever.
like Sweden or the Norwegian countries, their case is economy is stable, people are happy, and probably they are the most organized country in the world, like including Singapore. And then maybe we can actually learn from them. And how do they sleep? I have never heard anything from them, but I don't think they actually sleeping such a different way like Spain or Italy. Can we actually make sure that the power nap is such a working? Because let's say the government announced that we are gonna sleep and the lunch time. Is it really matters? Like look at the Italy and I'm talking about the like little bit futuristic. Besides its creativity, if we are, because creativity is not, it's a luxury, it's not a necessity. If we are talking about the effect, can we actually make it really effective to make them focus on their working? Besides its creativity.
So how we can make the sleep effective than the creative?
No, I mean you said that you used the vocabulary of the effective.
Yeah.
You said that if we sleep in the power nap, this is your work. That this you gotta prove that why this is such an effective.
Oh, I mentioned that because rather than just drinking Red Bull or coffee, power nap is better way for our health, and then also also better for our brain health. So it is effective in like general idea of health, and then also we can like awake and then work too. So I said effective in that way.
I mean, you know, if you want to use the economy as an example, let's imagine that you have a horse, and that horse is pulling a plow, and you make the horse pull the plow for 15 hours a day without a break. What's going to happen to the horse?
He's gonna die.
And how does the horse feel about his work? But if he gets a rest, and he's treated well, and he gets good nutritious food, and it's understood that he's a living being, and he needs to stop and take a break and maybe enjoy himself sometimes, maybe his morale, meaning morale, M-O-R-A-L-E, would be higher.
That is
So this idea of, you know, corralling human beings and making them work and thinking that an economy is successful if people are working 15 hours a day without a break, where our quality of life is pretty low. Is that a successful economy if people feel overworked and miserable?
But the economy is down. People cannot work. They cannot eat. It's a fact actually. So we need to actually consider that what is the best, most effective between the work and life, and what's the best. I don't know. Just like to be honest, I cannot find the answer. That's why I'm asking actually.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah.
I think that like if we sleep and then able to think critically and creatively, we might have better solutions than like someone who didn't sleep and then work and thought for like how economics will be better for like 10 hours. So that's my thought.
And what about Leonardo da Vinci? Who could have been greater for the Italian economy than Leonardo da Vinci, who slept
3 hours a day. Like I calculated, so 15 minutes per 2 hours. In total, 3 hours per day.
That's not very much sleep.
Yeah, I know, but it feels like he have been so work drive and then into his work, so he didn't want to sleep, but he needs some rest, so that's what he did, I think.
And those 15 minutes were probably really valuable 15 minutes as opposed to squandering it over a longer period of time.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.